was your first impression upon meeting her?
Well, I can speak for that since I've been on the interview. I would say that my first impression of Tracey was that she was very serious in her interview, and I wasn't really sure how to take her at first. So when I first listened to her speak, and she was talking about how she would have an open door policy and that we could come in anytime we wanted, I wasn't really quite sure I believed her. But then obviously now looking back over time, I mean, she's definitely more than willing to sit down with you. You feel comfortable sitting down with her. And she has true, honest conversations with you about issues that you're having or things that are going on in your classroom. So
I'd agree. I was fortunate enough to sit in on her initial interview as well. And the thing I remember was, and she did her homework. She knew what our school was like. She had a background with our population, what we were dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And I also remember her talking about her open door policy, and she absolutely has, I think, followed through on that.
But my first impression was very similar to Kirsten's, that I felt like she was very serious and professional. But once I got to know Tracey, I knew I could go in anytime and talk to her and get an honest answer or opinion, even if it might not be what I wanted to hear.
She has fostered an environment where people feel confident to come to her for anything. They feel supported. They feel like she is one of those, she's practical, she thinks quickly on her feet.
And I'll say too, one thing that we were lacking, at least I felt like within our school before she came, was a positive cultural environment. Some things were, just weren't as positive as I would like to see them. And I felt like she totally came in and just helped kind of change the culture a little bit, where staff was starting to hang out more together with each other where we weren't before.
I also believe that for teachers, she has, we said the open door policy, but I believe she also has made everyone feel comfortable enough that whether the problem's big or small, personal, or something to do with something with school in the moment, she has a listening ear.
Tracey is also very supportive of our staff, knowing that yes, this is our day job, but we also have a family to go home to, and she finds that balance in her life as well, and makes sure that she makes time for her family.
Just her willingness to continue to try to learn, and
Yes.
like you said, innovate,
Yes.
change.
Yes.
She's not afraid, to try new things. She doesn't go, oh, I don't know how to do it. Like, she's totally willing to try it if she thinks it's going to work. As far as students go and leading them, she definitely has high expectations for all of our students. She doesn't care, background or whatever. She always says that her expectations are high for everybody, and I just think that's, she makes no excuses. So
She does have a great rapport with the kids. She's learned how to build the relationships. Kids are comfortable with her. I don't think that there's a day that goes by that you don't see her on a level with kids doing something at some point in the day.
She has a huge heart for our kids. I recently had an issue with a student, and she dealt with it professionally and really took it to heart, and because she loves our students so much.
Tracey was very passionate about starting a new structure to our RTI program here at NMJ, and she knew it wasn't going to be easy. She knew not everyone was going to be on board because it was something new, something different than what we'd done before. However, she was passionate enough about it and willing to put the hours in and the time in that it took, and we have found out as our second year into it, we've had lots of success. Great success stories have come out of it.
I know my team, my first grade team, has felt like she's been very supportive of us as we put this new RTI system into place. We were very hesitant about it, but she stuck with us, stuck with it, and really helped us push through.
I think it's really easy to follow Tracey's lead on most things, like when she does come up with new ideas, just because she always approaches everything from a realistic standpoint. She really thinks about, can we realistically do this? And if she does, then there's nothing stopping her.
And absolutely, the one thing I think that you would probably find any teacher in this building would agree to is that she has never forgotten what it's like to be in the classroom. And I think the bottom line for me is that her can-do leadership style really truly does make you want to work harder and smarter.